aftermath of the Adamawa governorship election and some of the issues that have been raised. Yesterday, I spoke with the deputy governor-elect in Adamawa State. But tonight, let's get to hear from the side of Mrs. Aishatu Dahiru Binani, the APC governorship candidate. Tonight, I have his campaign coordinator and member-elect in the House of Representatives from Adamawa State, Honorable Vrati Unzonzo. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you for having me. I'm not member-elect. I contested for reps.
Okay, but you didn't win. But you okay?
But
so
I was the candidate of the APC.
But you lost in that election. All right. Good that you make that clarification. So, where does this leave your party? Your party is lost in this election based on the declaration of INEC, and there are a lot of allegations, accusing fingers about the alleged role of your candidate and your party in the whole saga, especially the activities of the REC. Did you guys sponsor that act?
Well, you see, this issue is multifaceted. But let me just look at it from two angles. One is the high interest of the media, the INEC itself, and some coordinated persons trying to put the searchlight on the REC and the fact that he did announce our candidate, Aishatu Binani, as the winner. Now, there is so much issue around the responsibility of the REC, but there seemed to be no issue about other commissioners that went to Adamawa from Abuja here. They're talking about the national commissioners. You see, as far as we're concerned, the REC acted within his statutory responsibility. He is the REC.
Which is what?
He is the REC. Now, being the REC, he's in charge of activities of INEC in Adamawa State. But what we witnessed in Adamawa State during the election was a situation where some people came from Abuja as national commissioners and they went to Yola, as far as we're concerned, usurped the powers of the REC and tried to do the job of the REC, which I'm not a staff of INEC, but any right-thinking person knows that the responsibility to coordinate the activities of INEC in Adamawa lies with Hudu. Now, if Abuja have relieved Hudu of any responsibility, that we didn't know, and I believe even the media is not aware of that.
Just a moment, let's break things down. So there were two national commissioners that were sent from Abuja.
Yes.
Do you have an idea of how INEC operates?
Of course I do.
Between a national commissioner and a REC, who is more senior?
The national commissioner.
So when you have an activities that you have the REC and the national commissioner, who do you think decision take precedence?
It depends. Now the issue is this. As I said, they did not communicate to us, whether as a party or to our candidate, that the national commissioners are taking over the responsibilities of the REC. They did not. And I believe even the channel television doesn't have any document from INEC that the REC in Adamawa have been relieved of his responsibility, and the responsibility now lies.
So the question I'm asking, for example, let me use a
Let me answer your question for just a minute.
No. Just a moment.
Yes.
The commissioner of police and the assistant commissioner of police. Obviously, the commissioner of police is more senior to the assistant commissioner of police, isn't it?
Obviously.
When an assistant commissioner of police is seated and a commissioner of police is seated, who do you think's judgment takes precedence?
No, you see.
No, I'm asking in terms of seniority.
No.
Hierarchy.
No. I disagree with you, Shehu.
I'm asking you a question.
You have to.
Who do you? I'm asking you.
There must be a reason
on a position that you don't even know. I'm asking you a question.
I would not tell you what I don't know. I'm telling you what I know. What I'm telling you is simple.
If you calm down and
the national commissioners will not go and
don't get agitated, Mr. Rasa.
Document
just a moment. Between the national commissioner and a REC, who is more senior?
I've already answered that question. Is the national commissioner.
So when you have the two, a senior officer and a junior officer, whose responsibility is higher?
They are there to supervise, not to do the primary responsibility of the REC. And what we know as a party is they went there on the day that the results would be collated. The REC, before the REC was there to collect the results, they've already started collecting results on behalf of the REC. And you see, that's not their responsibility. And as far as we're concerned, they have a script that they were playing.
Where did you do that?
They were there and they started collecting results before the REC even went there, and that was when the REC now went and now suspended collecting the result till the next day. Now you see a lot of things happen there, And I am surprised that even the media is not talking about the activities of the national commissioners in Adamawa, why they were attacked, how did the people that attacked them know their hotel and know the rooms they were lodging in a hotel of over 200
so
rooms,
what
and
happened?
they went there straight. As far as we are concerned, there is a conspiracy between those national commissioners and the Adamawa state government, and that was why the Adamawa state government and her agents went to where they were staying, got a hold of them and bullied them. And we know for a fact, there were videos to that effect. We saw high government officials of Adamawa state government and security agents that work with the state government attacking those guys because, as far as we are concerned, they went there to retrieve their own end. They went there to retrieve whatever they might have given them to do their own side of the bidding. But nobody is talking about them.
So let me ask
People keep talking about Hudu.
All right.
Even
so
the Festus Okoye of the INEC, we even expected him to show concern, to show empathy about the fact that their staff were maltreated, but nobody is talking about that.
Just a moment. Let's take it one after the other. So the action of Mr. Hudu in announcing Mrs. Binani, is it right?
As far as I'm concerned, it's okay. If Mr. Hudu will announce the election as inconclusive, why wouldn't he announce the winner of the election? When he announced the first election as inconclusive, nobody said anything. Mr. Festus Okoye was on national television to condemn it. But when on the second turn, he announced distinguished Senator Aisha to Binani as the winner of the election, all hell let loose. Why? Is there two laws for the two parties or whatever? So that's why we're telling you that as far as we are concerned, there seems to be a very, very, very biased position taken against our candidate. And it's unfortunate. As far as we are concerned, she's been witch-hunted and she is being drowned by using the media and other individuals that are just out there to victimize her, maybe because she's a woman or something. But then we are proud of her and her achievement.
Just a moment. Do you know what the electoral law says about announcement of result and returning a winner in an election? Who do you think statutorily is given the right to announce the winner of the election?
You see, I don't want to really talk about Section 147 of the Electoral Act and Section 149 because it's sort of a cliche.
No,
now you see, talking about the announcement, whosoever will make that announcement.
Just for a moment, Mr. Vrati. We need to educate and tell our viewers what exactly the law says. The law is clear on who should return in a local government, in a ward, in a local government, and in a state. Specifically in a state, the electoral law talks about the chief returning officer. Was Mr. Hudu, the REC, the returning officer?
Mr. Hudu has already made it clear, to the best of my knowledge, that considering the circumstances he found himself at that moment, he had to take the responsibility to act in accordance with his office. He is the chief returning officer as far as INEC is concerned. As far as Adamawa is concerned,
that's wrong.
He is in charge.
That's
now,
wrong.
If there's a returning officer, whoever is the returning officer,
I will not allow you to say what is wrong. You might have a perspective, but what is said is...
It's my opinion.
No. But I will not allow you to say what is wrong to my viewers on this platform.
Let me explain myself.
What the law says is very clear. No. I will not allow you to say what is wrong.
Allow me to
just calm down and let me ask you again.
Okay, shoot.
The returning officer, which is the professor, the vice chancellor who came to be the returning officer, as announced by INEC, Mr. Hudu is the REC. And I'm asking you again, are you aware of the returning officer? And you say you're aware. Is Mr. Hudu the returning officer?
He's not.
So
he's not the professor, obviously.
Based on what the electoral law says, was what Mr. Hudu, what he did, was it right or wrong?
It's not wrong.
On what premise?
On the premise that he doesn't want to allow a vacuum in his state. Results must be announced. And if the electoral officer, as far as the information we got at a certain point was because of the way state government agents were hunting down electoral officers and people who were connected with the election, people were just scamming for safety. You know, so I'm not surprised that the returning officer disappeared. So what
he
do you
disappeared? Really?
Was he at the collation center?
What time was the announcement was supposed to resume on Sunday? Are you aware?
I think officially it should be any time between 10 and 11.
It was actually announced to be 11. Do you know when Mr. Hudu went to the collation center? Are you aware? He went at past 9 o'clock. Do you know the reason?
You see, the security situation in Adamawa at that point...
You're going to something else. I've asked you something.
The situation at that point, I'm not in a position to judge what time he is in his office or in the collation center. Or what, as far as I'm concerned, they've been there all along, maybe through the night and stuff like that. So at the point they decided to start collation or to announce the result, it's up to them. It's not for me to say.
Let me ask you, where is Mr. Hudu?
I don't know. I don't work with INEC and I'm not...
Did you guys sponsor him to do that?
Why should we? Our candidate never have any history of political fraud or violence or anything. Check her records. I mean, this is a woman with impeccable records as far as democracy and leadership is concerned.
But it is a position of your side that what Mr. Hudu did was right.
You see, the position of Mr. Hudu will be determined by the court. Some of these things is not for me to say because it may be sub judice. So as far as we are concerned, these are things that only time will tell, and the court is in the best position.
So what is your
clear all these things.
Next line of action in the whole picture as the scenario played out?
As I just said, matters are before the court of law, and we are going to pursue our mandate honestly and with all commitment to ensure that the trust the people of Adamawa gave the distinguished Senator Binani and they intend to see it through is not thrown to the dogs. So within the ambits of the law, we'll pursue our mandate and we'll also keep charging APC followers and followers of the senator to remain loyal to the party and to the cause.
Can you take 20 seconds to condemn what Mr. Hudu did? A lot of Nigerians have condemned and say it is illegal. INEC has disowned it. The presidency has suspended him. The police is on the lookout for him. Would you take a moment to condemn what he did as an anti-democratic activity?
I'm not in a position to condemn what Mr. Hudu did.
So you think he's right?
If he's right, it's between him and his employers. If he's wrong, it's between him and his employer. As far as we're
concerned, would you condemn it? Do you think it's anti-democracy or not?
As far as I'm concerned, what has transpired is before the court of law, and we're looking forward to the court of law to ensure that justice is done to us, because a lot of things is happening in Adamawa State, a lot of things is happening to our candidate, and we are doing the best we can to ensure that we live up to the expectation of the people that voted for APC. You see? You see, we're
out of time, Mr. Nzonzo. That is what the law says right there on your screen, that the chief returning officer shall announce. The chief returning officer is not Mr. Hudu. Mr. Hudu's roles and responsibilities are clear, and it has been condemned widely by pro-democratic personalities in the country, including INEC, and I hope that you are going to condemn it too. Well, thank you so much indeed,
Mr.
Nzonzo.
There is a gang up against my candidate, and I am not going to be in any way in
Thank you so much. We are totally out of time.
My candidate.
Thank you so much. Rati Nzonzo is a campaign coordinator for Mrs. Aishetu Binani. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.